Are these simply echoes of the past, or signs of something far greater? What the team uncovers could change everything. You won't want to miss what happens next. Watch now and discover the shocking truth behind unearthing the cross. The sound of metal scraping against earth cuts through the still air. At Smith's Cove, the team digs deeper into the soil, the only noise coming from the steady hum of Gary's metal detector. With every second, the signal grows louder. Excitement builds, and the tension is palpable. Could this be the breakthrough they've been hoping for? With each shovel of dirt, the detector's signal strengthens. The team presses on, working tirelessly, hour after hour, peeling back layers of earth with careful hands. Then, something catches the light. At first, it's just a faint glint, barely noticeable. But as more soil is cleared, a distinct shape begins to emerge. It's a cross, weathered, worn by time, but unmistakably crafted by human hands. Gary's heart pounds in his chest, and his voice trembles with excitement. "It's medieval," he says, barely able to contain the thrill. The cross, dulled by the passage of centuries, seems to whisper of a story long forgotten. Its design, though aged, is still visible, an echo of a time buried deep in history. This isn't just another object. It's a piece of the past, one that may hold the key to unlocking one of Oak Island's greatest mysteries. The team gathers around, stunned, their eyes fixed on the artifact. It's not just a relic, it's a clue. A breadcrumb left behind that could reveal who once walked this land, what they were searching for, and what secrets they may have left behind. Could this cross mean that someone of great importance once stepped foot on Oak Island? Someone who may have hidden a treasure beyond imagination? The thought sends chills down their spines, and as they carefully study the cross, more questions begin to surface. Is it a message from the past? A deliberate sign meant to be discovered? Could it have been left behind by someone like Captain William Kidd, the infamous pirate rumored to have buried treasure in secret places? Or could it go even further back, to the mysterious Knights Templar, whose hidden wealth has long been lost to time? The possibilities are endless, each one more thrilling than the last. Rick and Gary exchange a look. No words are needed. They both understand the gravity of the moment. This cross, seemingly insignificant at first glance, could be the missing piece they've been searching for. It's more than just a find. It feels like the start of something much larger. Could this be the first of many signs pointing to a treasure hidden deep within the island? Or is it simply a hint, confirmation that they're on the right path? The team can feel it. Something extraordinary is unfolding. This discovery lights a new fire within them. Whatever lies ahead, they're more determined than ever to see it through. A small relic from a distant time now carries the weight of unimaginable potential. It's one step closer to uncovering the truth behind Oak Island's greatest legend. As the ancient cross rests carefully in their hands, the energy shifts. The focus sharpens. They know they're on the brink of something big. Smith's Cove has always been a central point in their search, and now it feels more important than ever. With the tides constantly shaping the landscape and secrets still buried beneath the sand, this place feels alive with hidden stories waiting to be uncovered. The hunt is far from over, but with each new discovery, the mystery deepens. The truth feels closer now, almost within reach. Every time the team returns to this place, they uncover something new. Another clue suggesting the treasure they've long searched for might truly be buried here, waiting to be revealed. Suddenly, Gary's metal detector lets out a sharp beep, breaking the quiet tension in the air. The signal is stronger this time, and the team doesn't waste a second. With hearts pounding and adrenaline rising, they rush to the spot where the signal is coming from. This could be it, the moment they've all been waiting for. With each beep, their hope grows that they're about to unearth another piece of Oak Island's hidden past and get closer to solving the island's enduring mystery. As they dig, the soil is damp and loose, making the work tougher than usual. But that only fuels their determination. Every shovelful of dirt brings a renewed sense of purpose. Each small discovery feels like another step toward the answers that have eluded them for so long. The air feels electric, as if the island itself is urging them onward, whispering that they're on the right path. Just when doubt begins to creep in, something glints beneath the dirt. The team freezes, breath held. Carefully, they clear the last bits of soil away, revealing a piece of corroded metal. At first glance, it seems small and insignificant, but its weathered surface tells a different story. This fragment has been buried for centuries. They gather around the find, curiosity and excitement rising. Could this be part of a larger artifact? A clue connected to the treasure they've hunted for so long? Gary lifts it toward the light, inspecting it carefully. It's difficult to tell what it once was, but the heavy wear suggests it's a relic of a distant past, something worth paying attention to. While they remain cautious, not wanting to jump to conclusions, they know this could be more important than it seems. The discovery deepens the mystery. What exactly is this piece from? Could it belong to a treasure chest? A larger structure? Or maybe, just maybe, it's part of a map or a tool pointing the way forward. The questions pile up as the possibilities unfold before them. There's a growing sense that they may be on the verge of uncovering something monumental. Are these fragments simply scattered pieces from a forgotten era? Or could they be markers, left behind with intention? Guides leading to a treasure hidden by someone with deep knowledge of Oak Island's secrets. Perhaps these clues are just the beginning, pointing towards something even greater, something concealed for generations. Then, as the team continues digging near a rocky outcrop buried beneath layers of earth and water, something even more unexpected is revealed. An ancient wooden ladder. It's aged and weathered, yet remarkably intact. The wood is cracked, darkened with age, and shows clear signs of exposure to the elements over centuries. It's a haunting sight. The ladder descends into a shadowy, waterlogged tunnel that vanishes into darkness, stirring both awe and unease among the team. This isn't just an old ladder, it's a relic. Its presence raises a flood of questions. Who built this? Who used it? What were they searching for? And more importantly, where does that tunnel lead? Theories begin to swirl. Some believe the ladder could have been left by early treasure hunters, pirates or explorers determined to find the treasure Oak Island is so famous for. Others think it might be something even older. Perhaps it belonged to the very people who originally buried the treasure so long ago. Each idea is more compelling than the last, and the discovery only adds to the mystery. One thing is certain: the deeper they dig, the more the island seems ready to reveal. Could this ladder be evidence of an ancient civilization or secretive group that once hid something of immense value, something so important it had to be buried and protected at all costs? Marty Lagina, ever the optimist, gathers the team and stresses just how important this new discovery could be. He believes the ladder might lead them to something far greater than anything they've found so far. As they peer down into the dark, damp tunnel, the feeling of mystery is overwhelming. The ladder feels like more than just a physical object. It's a connection between past and present. It's a symbol of those who came before and the secrets they left behind. Could this be the breakthrough they've been chasing for years? Or just another twist in the long, tangled story of Oak Island? Either way, the team can sense that the island is still hiding something. It almost feels alive, pulsing with the promise of new discoveries. And they are more determined than ever to follow every clue, no matter how bizarre or unsettling it may seem. The possibility of treasure, hidden for centuries, draws them even deeper into the island's mystery. But it's not just gold or riches they're chasing. It's something much larger, something heavier. Oak Island is steeped in more than just history. It's shrouded in legend. The team stands surrounded by clues, artifacts, and unanswered questions. But there's also a weight in the air, a feeling that something greater than just treasure is at stake. Because Oak Island is also the heart of an old, chilling tale, the curse of Oak Island. For generations, the story has been passed down. The legend says that 7 people must die before the island's treasure can be revealed. So far, 6 lives have been lost in the pursuit. As the team continues digging, the thought lingers in their minds. Will they be the next to pay the price? The island's dark history includes tales of explorers who met mysterious ends, strange illnesses, bizarre accidents, unexplained disappearances. And now, with the curse looming over their every move, the question becomes impossible to ignore. Will they be the ones to break the cycle, or fall victim to the same fate? Still, despite the danger, there's a quiet but unshakable resolve among the team. They know the risks are real, but their drive is stronger than their fear. They're not just after gold or relics, they're after truth. Truth that could rewrite history. They believe the treasure of Oak Island is more than just material wealth. It's connected to a forgotten past, one with global significance. Uncovering it could finally answer questions that have haunted explorers for centuries. And that hope is what fuels them. Every artifact they uncover, every signal from a metal detector, every faint glimmer in the dirt, it all feels like progress, like steps towards something incredible. The legend of the curse still casts its shadow, but it's also a reminder of just how important this treasure really is. Something hidden for so long doesn't stay hidden without reason. It's been protected, perhaps even guarded, by forces unknown. Now the team knows they're closer than ever. Each day, with every new find, their belief grows stronger. Yes, the curse may be real, but the treasure represents something far more profound. It could be the key to understanding Oak Island's long-buried history. And maybe, just maybe, that history is finally ready to reveal itself. Despite the looming danger, they keep going. The mystery is calling, and they won't stop until the truth is uncovered. The search continues, and the island's secrets feel more within reach than ever. They're digging into the abyss, and they're not turning back. With the legend of a curse always lingering in the back of their minds, the team presses on, more determined than ever to uncover the truth behind Oak Island's many mysteries. Today, their attention turns to a new area, an oddly named spot called the Baby Blob. The name alone has intrigued the team for quite some time. It's believed that beneath this area lies a tunnel, possibly a key link to the treasure they've spent years searching for. As they set up their drilling equipment, there's a sense of energy in the air. Could this be the major breakthrough they've all been hoping for? The drill begins to bore into the earth, each rotation stirring up centuries of secrets buried beneath the surface. With every foot deeper, anticipation grows. They can feel it. Something important is down there. Then, suddenly, tension spikes. The drill hits something, an unexpected obstruction. The machinery groans. Everything stops. No one says a word at first. What did they just hit? Could this be the tunnel they've been chasing? Or is it just another false lead? A voice crackles over the radio. Confirmation. They've hit a solid object. The team rushes to the site, hearts pounding with adrenaline and hope. They begin examining the site closely, digging with care. But instead of striking treasure, they find something unexpected. Fragments of wood. Some of it appears extremely old, possibly centuries. But oddly, other pieces seem newer, as if someone, or something, had disturbed the area not long ago. What does this mean? Could the wood be from a long-lost treasure chest? A box once filled with gold, or ancient relics? Or is it something no one could have anticipated? Another piece of a larger, deeper puzzle. Excitement mixes with uncertainty. The team knows one thing. They need answers. Without delay, they send the wood fragments off for analysis, hoping the lab results will shed light on what they've uncovered. In the meantime, theories swirl. Could these fragments truly be part of the treasure that's been hidden for hundreds of years? Or are they signs of something even more mysterious? Then the results come back, and they're shocking. Traces of gold. The fragments that once looked like nothing more than ancient wood suddenly take on new significance. This is no longer speculation. It's real evidence. The treasure isn't just a myth. It exists, and this discovery could be the proof they've been chasing for years. The team is stunned. This unexpected find sends a surge of excitement through everyone. It feels like they've crossed a major threshold, a moment that could finally lead them to the treasure that has evaded so many before them. But with this discovery comes even more questions. If gold is here, what else lies buried below the surface? Could this be just the beginning of something much bigger? One thing is certain, they can't stop now. They've come too far, and with every new clue, they feel closer to unlocking the deepest secrets of Oak Island. As their search continues, they take a moment to reflect on someone whose work helped guide them to this point: Fred Nolan. Fred, a land surveyor and passionate researcher, spent decades studying Oak Island. He mapped out areas others overlooked, pieced together clues hidden in the landscape, and built a foundation of knowledge that's become critical to the team's investigation. His discoveries weren't just helpful, they were essential. And now, the team begins to wonder, could Fred's research hold the final piece of the puzzle? Rick and Marty Lagina, determined to honor their late father's legacy and continue the journey he helped inspire, bring in Fred's son, Tom Nolan. Together, they pore over Fred's old maps, notes, and documents, hoping that somewhere in his life's work lies the breakthrough they need. Because Oak Island still has secrets to tell, and they're getting closer to the truth than ever before. The old documents crackle softly in their hands, filled with hand-drawn maps, precise measurements, and rough sketches, a testament to years of relentless investigation. One clue leaps off the page: a mysterious stone formation known as Nolan's Cross. This peculiar cross-shaped arrangement has fascinated treasure hunters for generations. Its significance is hard to ignore. Made up of 5 massive stones, 4 at the ends and 1 in the center, each positioned with striking accuracy, it seems far too precise to be a coincidence. It raises a compelling question: was this cross intentionally built? And if so, what was it meant to point to? The team begins to wonder if Nolan's Cross might be more than just a curiosity. What if it's a map? A coded guide to the island's treasure? The symmetry and alignment of the stones suggest a larger purpose, something deeply intentional. They feel certain there's a reason the stones were placed exactly where they are, and they're determined to find out what that reason is. As Rick and Marty continue studying Fred Nolan's maps, they begin to spot even more patterns. One formation in particular catches their attention: a series of markers forming a perfect quadrilateral. The geometry is too clean to be accidental. It looks like part of a much larger and deliberate design, a design that might be guiding them straight to the heart of the mystery. Could this shape, this ancient layout, be the key to unlocking the treasure's location? The more they study it, the more convinced they become. These aren't just random rocks or natural formations. They may be components of a vast and carefully constructed plan, one left behind by those who knew exactly what they were doing. Fred Nolan's research, once seen as speculative or even eccentric, is starting to make perfect sense. With every new connection the team makes, Fred's theories gain credibility. The scattered clues of the past are finally forming a coherent picture. What once seemed unrelated is now revealing a clear path forward. Piece by piece, the puzzle begins to take shape, and with each new revelation, the magnitude of the mystery becomes more real, more undeniable. Could Fred have been right all along? Could the treasure truly be buried here, hidden in plain sight, waiting to be uncovered? The team's conviction grows stronger with every discovery. Fred Nolan's maps, notes, and observations, once overlooked, are now proving to be some of the most valuable tools in their search. It's becoming clear that Fred's legacy may hold the key to solving Oak Island's greatest riddle. And the deeper they dig, the more they realize just how much they owe to those who came before. Fred's work may very well be the missing link that finally leads them to the treasure. Yet, the journey is far from over. The road ahead is still full of challenges and unknowns, but with Fred's research guiding them, they believe they're closer than ever to unlocking the island's most well-guarded secret. One theory, in particular, begins to take center stage: the involvement of the Knights Templar. Long whispered about in books and documentaries, the idea that the Templars may have hidden sacred relics on Oak Island now seems more plausible than ever. Recent discoveries, like the lead cross, bearing striking similarities to Templar iconography, only add weight to this theory. Could Oak Island have served as a secret hiding place for relics of immense spiritual value? Items like the Holy Grail, or even the Ark of the Covenant. The thought sends chills down the spines of the entire team. If it's true, the implications are staggering. The mystery deepens with every artifact they uncover. From pirates to priests, explorers to secret societies, each seems to have left their mark on Oak Island. And through it all, one thing is becoming clear. The treasure may not just be material wealth. It could be something far more profound. Perhaps the real treasure of Oak Island isn't just gold and jewels, but history itself. A hidden past, preserved and protected for generations, now slowly revealing itself to those determined enough to find it. The journey on Oak Island is no longer just about treasure. It's about unlocking the island's ancient history and uncovering the secrets of those who lived here long ago. Every clue brings the team one step closer to understanding the true story behind Oak Island, and perhaps even the incredible riches rumored to lie just beneath its surface. Now, standing at the edge of what could be a groundbreaking discovery, the team feels that the truth may be closer than anyone ever imagined. With each find, they're not just uncovering relics, they're revealing a hidden narrative that's been buried for centuries. And while the curse of Oak Island still hangs heavy over the island, the stakes continue to rise. For many, Oak Island represents more than a quest for gold. It's a never-ending pursuit of lost knowledge and mystery, a treasure in itself. Years ago, during a search in the swamp, the team uncovered a copper coin marked with the number 8. Found by Steve Zazulik using a metal detector, the coin immediately sparked excitement. It felt like a significant clue, possibly even a precious artifact. Like much of the show, the discovery was framed as a potential turning point, building suspense and pulling viewers in with the promise of a major breakthrough. But in truth, what draws people to Oak Island season after season might not be the treasure itself, but the thrill of the hunt. That feeling of being on the verge of something extraordinary. The show is carefully crafted to keep that excitement alive, packed with drama, suspense, and just enough discovery to keep the mystery going. While it sometimes leans more toward entertainment than historical documentation, it keeps audiences captivated by the ongoing chase. In the second season, a seemingly minor moment turned into something far more intriguing. During the episode Once and Forever, that same copper coin was re-examined. It was identified as a Spanish 8 maravedis coin from the 17th century, with the year 1652 stamped clearly on the back. Suddenly, what looked like a small find became something much more interesting. In the following episode, Return to the Money Pit, the team continued their exploration, with treasure hunter Gary Drayton leading the charge. Known for his keen eye and knack for finding artifacts, Gary uncovered a military-style button on the beach using his metal detector. It appeared to be from a 17th century army officer's uniform. Initially, the discovery seemed exciting, hinting at a possible military presence on the island centuries ago. But without solid context or proof of its origins, the excitement quickly faded. Still, the button added another layer to the mystery. Gary has a way of consistently finding curious objects that help keep the story, and the show, moving forward. These discoveries raise an important question. How much of what we're seeing is part of a genuine historical mystery, and how much is designed for suspense? Even so, the hope of that game-changing find keeps viewers coming back. Later, Gary and his team searched a wooded area and stumbled upon another coin, smaller than the one discovered last season. Like before, this coin appeared to date back to the 17th century. But what made this one even more compelling was the design it bore: a Templar cross. That symbol reignited theories and questions. Why would a Templar cross appear on a small coin buried deep in Oak Island soil? Could there really be a connection to the mysterious Knights Templar? Though tiny in size, these coins were anything but insignificant. Their discovery suggested that more relics, perhaps with major historical importance, could still be hidden around the island. One of the coins even had an inscription that seemed to link it to the Knights Templar, raising even more speculation. These finds didn't just generate excitement, they added fuel to the long-standing theories surrounding Oak Island's history. Every artifact, whether a button or a coin, seemed to brush against the edges of historical events, And while none of them offered conclusive proof of who was here or why, they deepened the mystery and kept the fascination alive. In the end, these small discoveries paint a picture of Oak Island as a place where history, legend, and possibility collide. While the full truth remains just out of reach, every clue offers a new piece of the puzzle, drawing us deeper into the story that's still waiting to be fully told. Back in 1771, when coins dating from the 1600s were discovered on Oak Island, people began to wonder where they had come from. Were they dropped by someone searching for the island's legendary treasure, or did they point to something deeper and more mysterious? One episode from Season 2 of The Curse of Oak Island, titled The 90th Stone, drew a lot of attention due to a fascinating discovery. Earlier in the show, treasure hunter Gary Drayton and his team had found a coin that seemed anything but ordinary. Later, during an underwater dive, fellow treasure hunter Tony Sampson noticed something remarkable. One side of the coin featured a cross that closely resembled the symbol used by the Knights Templar. The appearance of a Templar-style cross on this coin sparked a wave of speculation. The Knights Templar were a powerful medieval order, steeped in legend, influence, and tales of immense wealth. But finding their symbol on a coin, buried on an island across the ocean from Europe, raised more questions than answers. Connecting the coin to the Templars felt like a stretch to some, perhaps more intended to stir excitement than present verified history. Still, the Knights Templar are undeniably one of the most intriguing organizations in history. Originally founded to protect Christian pilgrims on their journeys to the Holy Land, the Templars quickly gained influence and became one of the most powerful groups of their time. They were known for their fearlessness in battle, strict discipline, and deep religious conviction. Their iconic white cloaks with red crosses became symbols of their identity and mission. Templar Knights were elite warriors, trained in the tactics and strategy of war. They fought in major battles during the Crusades, earning a reputation for courage and military excellence. Their skill on the battlefield made them both respected and feared. Beyond their military achievements, the Templars were also incredibly wealthy. They gained riches through donations, spoils of war, and their pioneering role in early banking. The order owned land across Europe and the Middle East, including farms, castles, and churches. Their financial power even allowed them to lend money to kings and noblemen. The Templars lived by a strict code of conduct. Known as the Rule of the Templars, this set of guidelines governed every aspect of their lives, from daily prayer to battlefield behavior. Their lives were built on the values of humility, obedience, and chastity, all designed to keep them focused on their holy mission and avoid the distractions of power and wealth. Despite this structure, the order was shrouded in mystery. Their private rituals and secretive meetings gave rise to countless rumors. Some believed the Templars had hidden away great treasures or discovered ancient secrets. When the order was disbanded in the early 1300s, these stories only grew, feeding centuries of conspiracy theories and legends that still circulate today. So when a coin bearing a Templar-like cross was found on Oak Island, far from the medieval world of Europe, it naturally raised eyebrows. How did it get there? Was it proof of a Templar presence in North America? Or could it have been brought over much later by someone inspired by the legend of the Templars? Some believe the coin is genuine evidence of the Templars reaching the island centuries ago. Others see it as part of the myth, perhaps left behind by someone who admired their legacy. Either way, the coin's discovery highlights how deeply the Templar legend has woven itself into stories of hidden treasure and lost history. Today, the Knights Templar are frequent subjects in popular culture, appearing in books, films, and documentaries. They're often portrayed as secretive, powerful figures guarding ancient truths. This romanticized image has created countless theories, some based in fact, others more fiction than reality. So, while the coin with the cross adds another exciting chapter to the Oak Island mystery, it may also reflect how the legend of the Templars continues to capture the imagination, blending myth, mystery, and history into a story that keeps people searching for the truth. The way the Curse of Oak Island presents its discoveries often raises eyebrows. Every find is portrayed as potentially groundbreaking, something that could change everything we know about history. But in many cases, these items could have much simpler explanations. For example, a coin might have been dropped by someone who collected antiques, or in some cases, it's possible items were intentionally placed to make the story more dramatic. The show also doesn't always follow up its finds with expert verification, leaving viewers with more questions than answers. This approach can sometimes blur the line between entertainment and actual historical research, which relies heavily on evidence and cautious interpretation. Despite this, it's undeniable that the excitement these discoveries bring has sparked widespread interest in history and archaeology. These moments encourage people to learn more about the past, but it's important to watch with a critical eye. Not everything labeled as historic is necessarily significant. The ongoing story of the mysterious coin is a prime example of how modern television often blends real history with sensational storytelling, making it hard to distinguish fact from fiction. One such coin, the so-called Morov coin, was believed to be linked to a vast treasure, possibly left by the Knights Templar. This theory has captivated viewers and kept many invested in the Oak Island mystery, season after season. While each clue or artifact stirs anticipation, conclusive evidence remains elusive. In Season 5, Episode 8, titled Dan's Breakthrough, Rick and Marty Lagina, along with metal detection expert Gary Drayton, returned to Lot 16. This was the same area where they had previously found 2 Old English coins in an earlier episode called Obstruction. Their persistence in searching reflected the team's continued hope for a major discovery. During their dig, they uncovered part of a small horseshoe, likely used for an animal like a mule or pony. While this suggested that animals had once been used on the island, perhaps for transporting heavy materials, it didn't amount to a groundbreaking find. More intriguing was the discovery of grapeshot, a cluster of small iron balls once used in naval cannons. This hinted at the possibility of maritime conflict or valuable cargo being hidden nearby. Still, like many findings on Oak Island, it was more suggestive than definitive. The island continues to offer tantalizing pieces of a puzzle, each one hinting at a bigger picture yet to be revealed. They also discovered another 17th century coin, adding to the timeline of activity on the island. These historical fragments help paint a broader picture of the island's past, but don't provide solid answers about legendary treasures or secret societies. The high point of the season came in episode 16, Scene Red, when the team uncovered a garnet pendant. Garnets have long been associated with nobility and historic importance, sparking fresh hope that they were on the verge of something meaningful. Rick Lagina and Gary Drayton, undeterred by previous letdowns, returned to the site, determined to keep digging. This ongoing cycle, finding small items and building up dramatic tension, keeps viewers tuning in and helps Oak Island remain a hot topic. However, the true archaeological or historical value of these finds is often exaggerated. Each season promises major breakthroughs, yet few produce truly conclusive results. All of this leads to a bigger question. What's the real goal of these televised treasure hunts? Are they genuine searches for forgotten artifacts, or are they carefully crafted entertainment designed to hold the audience's attention and attract sponsors? Every new find adds just enough excitement to keep the series going, ensuring Oak Island stays in the public eye, even if the elusive treasure never materializes. This cycle raises questions about the actual purpose and outcomes of such TV adventures. In previous digs, they even uncovered a decorative keyhole, another mysterious item with an unclear origin. They didn't realize then that their next visit to the island would bring something even more curious. A 17th century military button, remarkably similar to one they had found in an earlier episode. The real excitement in the final episode of Season 5 came when the team uncovered a brooch with what looked like a sparkling, multifaceted ruby. For a moment, everyone thought they had stumbled upon a rare and valuable gemstone. Gary Drayton, known for turning every discovery into a big moment, brought the brooch to a gem expert for analysis. What they found was surprising. The so-called ruby was actually a garnet, hand-cut and likely dating back to the 1500s or 1600s, set in a piece of silver. While not particularly valuable in terms of price, the garnet's age and craftsmanship made it a historically interesting find. The same brooch reappeared in the first episode of Season 6, titled Rick's Big Bang Theory. The episode was framed as a major turning point in the treasure hunt, once again building up the anticipation that each find might be the big one. But longtime viewers recognized the pattern. Another season, another item that initially seems extraordinary, but turns out to be less dramatic once examined. The garnet, though intriguing for its age, joined a growing list of discoveries that were more important for the stories they told than their actual monetary value. Over time, this pattern has become familiar. Each artifact is hyped, carefully analyzed, and often revealed to be less significant than first suggested. Still, the excitement never fades completely. What keeps people watching isn't just the possibility of treasure. It's the thrill of the search, the emotional investment of the team, and the belief that one day, something truly monumental might be found. Each item adds to the growing story of Oak Island, a story not just of gold or jewels, but of history, mystery, and human curiosity. One such moment happened near the old home of Daniel McInnes. Gary Drayton and Rick Lagina, armed with Gary's trusted metal detector, picked up a strong signal. As they dug, anticipation mounted, and soon they uncovered another jeweled brooch, just one season after their previous garnet discovery. This new find became the highlight of Season 6, Episode 6, once again capturing the audience's attention and adding fuel to the ongoing mystery. To learn more about the brooch, they brought it to Luther Brain, an expert in historical artifacts. Using a method called threading, he estimated the brooch was made no later than the 14th century. Although the central gem turned out to be glass rather than a precious stone, the craftsmanship indicated it was once highly valued by its owner. The story took an even more fascinating turn when Dr. Christa Brosseau and Dr. Xiang Yang examined the piece under an electron microscope and discovered traces of gold. This scientific breakthrough suggested the brooch might have had more significance and value than anyone initially thought. But not all discoveries on Oak Island revolve around metal. In Season 8, Episode 14, titled Fire in the Hole, the team found hand-painted pottery. Unlike glittering jewelry or ancient coins, this piece stood out for a different reason. It was a more personal link to the island's past. The design and craftsmanship suggested everyday human presence, offering a rare and valuable glimpse into who might have lived on the island centuries ago. This contrast between ordinary artifacts and the show's usual high-stakes treasure hunting added a refreshing depth to the story. While not flashy, the pottery offered real archaeological value, helping to paint a picture of life on the island long before the cameras arrived. As the series goes on, it's clear that each episode is crafted to build suspense and keep viewers engaged. Every artifact, no matter how small, is presented as a potential key to unlocking a grand historical narrative. Whether it's the Knights Templar, buried treasure, or just forgotten settlers, the show leans into the mystery. And it's that mystery that keeps audiences coming back week after week. While the show draws attention to these discoveries, it often reduces their historical value, focusing more on entertainment than on true archaeological context. This storytelling style grabs viewers' interest, but tends to overlook the deeper, more complex truths behind Oak Island's past. Many of the items presented as major breakthroughs are shown in a way that promises excitement and discovery, keeping audiences hooked for the next big reveal. On the island, archaeologists Miriam Amaral and Dr. Aaron Taylor are carefully excavating an old stone path. Their goal is to uncover clues that might lead them to something significant. Their method is methodical and focused, and eventually, they come across a handmade artifact, something that shifts their attention away from the path itself to the story this object might hold. As they continue their work, they unearth fragments of pottery, decorated with vivid colors, red, blue, and green. These pieces offer evidence that people lived or passed through this island long ago. The pottery isn't found by accident, it's uncovered by following a trail of clues, each one guiding them not just through the island's physical terrain, but through its long human history. Piecing together the pottery is like piecing together the island's forgotten narrative. The process is slow and thoughtful, with each new discovery leading to more questions rather than clear answers. What began as just a curious stone path now appears to hold deeper meaning, possibly playing a key role in understanding what Oak Island once meant to those who walked it centuries ago. Yet, with all the media attention and long-standing stories of hidden treasure, this potentially important archaeological site has become a stage. Every find is dramatized, and the real significance of what's uncovered sometimes gets lost in the spectacle. Miriam and Dr. Taylor remain committed to their work, balancing their roles as serious researchers with the reality of being part of a show that thrives on suspense and speculation. As they dig deeper into Oak Island's past, they also navigate the pressure of expectations, knowing that not every artifact is a treasure, and not every clue leads to gold. Still, each discovery stirs hope, pushing the team and the viewers to keep going, searching for answers buried beneath layers of mystery. Oak Island's high-priced adventure. In Season 9, Episode 2 of The Curse of Oak Island, the team continues their meticulous work, sifting through materials taken from the area known as the Money Pit. The process is labor-intensive and slow. Eventually, they come across a small metal fragment. What makes it stand out is that it contains a tiny trace, just 0.07%, of gold. For a team that has spent years chasing legends of lost treasure, even this minuscule trace feels like a hopeful sign. But it also raises an important question. Is this really a step forward, or just another tiny piece in a puzzle that remains unsolved? Just 2 episodes later, another metal fragment is found nearby. The team quickly shifts focus, hoping that this second discovery might reveal something more. This new piece contains different elements, and the results from its analysis appear even more promising, renewing the team's energy and optimism. These small finds hint at the possibility of something greater beneath the surface of Oak Island. But they also bring back the ongoing debate: how practical is this search really? Every season seems to deliver just enough evidence to keep the dream alive, encouraging more digging, more investment, and more belief in the mystery. Still, it's hard to ignore the cost, both financial and technical. The operations on Oak Island require significant resources, from drilling equipment to expert analysis. The show subtly acknowledges how much time, money, and energy go into every dig. And all of it is driven by the hope that one day, a major discovery will justify it all. In the fog-covered landscapes of Oak Island, fragments of metal laced with gold continue to appear. Each one sparks new excitement, but also a measure of skepticism. Are these discoveries signs of a long-lost treasure, or are they simply remnants of the many who've searched before? These metal fragments, while interesting, don't provide any solid proof that the legendary treasure of Oak Island will be found. The team's dedication and hard work are impressive, but so far, what they've uncovered hasn't revealed anything with clear, verifiable value. This ongoing search keeps everyone on edge, wondering whether it's a genuine effort to uncover historical artifacts or just an entertaining pursuit of old legends. Recent reports indicate that the soil on Oak Island contains about 0.2% gold, which is higher than what was found before and marks a small step forward in the treasure hunt. This tiny amount of gold, combined with the discovery of old coins, suggests there might be a historical story connected to the Knights Templar. However, these links are very uncertain and rely more on hopeful speculation than on solid historical proof. With every new find, from the smallest bit of gold to ancient coins, the excitement and speculation grow among fans and skeptics alike. Still, it's important to keep a critical eye on these discoveries. The supposed connections to the Knights Templar and the famous Money Pit often seem more like wishful thinking than established fact. As the treasure hunt continues, these recent discoveries add some intrigue to the story. But the long history of searching the island has raised more questions than answers, and that shouldn't be forgotten. The Oak Island story, built up with each small find, often feels more like a narrative designed to entertain than a true uncovering of history. Going forward, it's crucial to stay level-headed. The idea of hidden Templar treasures is exciting, but the reality may be far less dramatic. The biggest challenge is separating genuine facts from the many legends and stories that have grown around the island over time. There's a lot of enthusiasm about each new discovery, but it's important to remember that this excitement is often supported by a story that's been built up and expanded for years. Whether the latest find will lead to anything truly significant remains to be seen. But one thing is clear: Oak Island continues to capture people's imagination and keeps many fascinated by the possibility of treasure. Whether or not a major treasure is ever found, the real focus should be on carefully examining each piece of evidence and understanding its true historical significance. It's essential not to get swept away by romantic tales of hidden riches, but to look at each discovery with a thoughtful and critical perspective. Ultimately, the greatest value of this ongoing search might not be the elusive treasure itself, but the historical insights and knowledge we gain along the way. What do you think? Does the legend of Oak Island overshadow its real historical importance?